I'm Jaqueline Reyes-Nieto, and today I'm going to be talking about Chapter 5, and more specifically trauma. Just to give a little apology in advance, I am outside because the power went out. Hopefully it comes back on soon, but the show must go on. So moving forward, trauma. What is trauma? Trauma is an event or a threat that can be real or perceived, which causes the activation of the sympathetic nervous system and the FFA response, which is fight, flight, or freeze. And that in turn causes a diminishing in the capability to cope with said event. So I like to think of trauma as an umbrella, which is trauma itself, and it branches out to acute trauma and complex trauma. So just going ahead and talking about acute trauma. Acute trauma comes from one single event. So this event can be like breaking a bone. It'd be breaking a bone, getting a dog bite, having a car accident, being in a car accident, rush, but it comes from one single event, while as complex trauma is from an event or threat repeatedly occurring. And with that event or threat repeatedly occurring, it causes the FFA response and the sympathetic nervous system to repeatedly activate, which in turn has long-term negative consequences. And the symptoms and signs of trauma, I'm gonna go through 3 examples of that for each domain. So starting off with the physical domain, kids that have experienced trauma sometimes are startled more easily, since that FFA response is activated more. Sometimes it takes longer to get out of that, so they in turn startle easily. And then moving forward with cognitive signs of trauma, kids can have poor academic activity or performance, just because sometimes due to trauma they are more spaced out, they have a harder time concentrating, and just kind of getting out of this disassociative daydreaming kind of stage can be harder for them, which in turn leads to poor academic performance. And then finally, last but not least, we are going to touch base with the socio-emotional signs of trauma. Just an example, sometimes they have poor emotional regulation just because of the trauma that they have gone through. They can be considered just having a harder time dealing and regulating their emotions, because if they have been in an environment where that hasn't been shown to them, kids are very great observational learners. So fortunately, poor emotional regulation is just one of those signs of trauma. Or another one is reenacting the abuse. If a kid sees their father or their mom's boyfriend or what's that hitting on mom, sometimes they reenact that abuse in a classroom settings or with fellow peers, and this is another sign of socio-emotional signs of trauma. So again, thank you so much for making it through. And again, I'm sorry about the wind. Hopefully the audio quality isn't bad. I hope everyone stays safe with this hurricane that is coming, and thank you so much. I hope you have a good day. Bye.